The coin toss has been complete, and we will get underway. They've been starting these games a little bit early, and I like that. If we're ready to play football, let's play some football. Usually you have, the anthem, but where we have multiple games going on all day, it's a full-day event. You do that at the first game. And so Richfield is going to receive the football. Grantsville will kick. Wildcats in the blue helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants, white numbers, and red trim. Cowboys, white helmets, white jerseys, red pants with the red numbers and white and black trim. Good-looking matchup.
Yeah, and Grantsville won the toss. They chose to defer, which most teams do.
Yeah.
And so Richfield obviously chose to receive. Otherwise, they would kick both halves.
Sometimes you got to realize that you got to say defer, because if you say, we want to kick, well, that means you're kicking again in the second half, too.
We definitely have helped encourage teams when you're out there in a coin toss.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Wildcats back in the semifinals for the second straight year. Grantsville returning. And we got a nice crowd for both sides on hand here in Harriman as the Cowboys approach, send this deep, and an opportunity for a return at the 9-yard line for the Wildcats. Get out to the 20. White turns the corner, has some speed, and is knocked out of bounds. A great return to start for the Richfield Wildcats. Great play from David White.
Yeah, David caught it and then cut on the left side. Last week in the Juan Diego game, he looked a little nervous to me, and he fumbled the ball on the kickoff, and tonight he looked very calm.
Excellent return. Richfield will start at great field position on their own 42. Two receivers to the right. Split back set here for quarterback Griffin Wayman. Wayman takes the snap. It's a handoff left side. Slate Wright's tough run and lowers the shoulder and gets out of bounds. A good gain of 3, make it 4 for Slate Wright's.
Yeah, and Grantsville strung that out nicely, though. They had old Porter Davis out on that end, and that's what you want to do is limit the yardage.
Gain of 4, second down and 6 here for Richfield. Two receivers right, split back set with one left. It's a handoff to Yardley. Gage falls forward, and a gain of 2. And again, Yardley, you said it, Rick, and I have to agree with you. He has probably been the best player in 3A. The way he plays on both sides of the ball, an absolute wrecker on defense, and then that athleticism and quickness, along with his strength, really benefits him in both the run and pass game.
Last week, he had a takeaway, a fumble recovery that was huge in that game. But a nice stop there by Grantsville as Yardley carried the ball.
Third down and 4. Yardley goes in motion. It's a give to Yardley on a jet sweep. Tries to get to the edge. Blocked well by Wrights, and Yardley's going to get there. Gage Yardley hit the corner and gets the first down. Richfield picks up their first down of the game. Brought to you by Mason Machinery. Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora. They know the farming business.
Yes, a nice block. And Gage doesn't look that fast and big, but when you're down there on the field, he is very explosive.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Most people maybe not get around that corner like that as Grantsville. You know they've scouted that and seen that.
Wildcats go 2 left, 1 right. Split back set for Wayman. Griffin takes the snap. It's going to be another give to Wright. Slate falls forward, only going to get a yard. And again, this Grantsville defense, they've been pretty stout against the run this year as well. They did a great job at taking away. They like to take away what you do well. When they played Manti earlier this year, they just took over the top of the defense. Did not let Manti do what Manti wanted to do. Did the same thing to Richfield, or to Juab, excuse me. Juab liked to attack the middle of the field with their run game. They took that away at times. They like to make you uncomfortable. Second down and 8 for the Wildcats. Wayman back to pass, quick hitter to the outside, complete to Malik Fountain, has a good block. Malik falls forward, gets a couple more yards, so second down and 9 will become 3rd and 4 after a gain of 5.
And Porter Davis again out there tripping up Malik as Malik cuts up field. Makes a manageable 3rd and 4.
10 minutes remaining in the opening quarter on this opening drive for Richfield. Empty set for Wayman. Trips right, 2 to the right for Griff. Awaits the snap. Wayman takes. It's a design run up the middle, and it's defended well by the Cowboys. Coming up with that play, number 28, Talon Butler, one of their best defensive members at that linebacker spot, making a hit.
Yeah, Butler was very quick getting in there, and there was not much gain. I don't know why. I just had the feeling they were going to run a quarterback's sneak. And on a fourth down, I think Richfield, they're not showing signs they're going to punt.
Yeah. Well, and it looked like when you run a play like that, sometimes that means you got 2 plays in mind, right? It's third down. Let's see what we get here and then make a decision for fourth down. Empty set again for Wayman. Trips right. Sink 2 receivers to the left. Wayman takes the snap. Surveys. Rolls to his right. Griff's going to load up. He's got a man wide open. It's Yardley, and he cannot connect. Had him wide open. Had to make a difficult throw on the run, and the Grantsville defense stands tall, forces a turnover on downs.
He had both Malik and Yardley down there. They both were behind the defense. And the pass, yeah, it went to the wrong side of Yardley.
So a turnover on downs. Richfield started this drive at their own 41. Grantsville starts on their own 41 now. See how sophomore Dallin Van Vliet handles the pressure of a state semifinal game. He's been was terrific as a freshman. Now in his sophomore season, the give, play fake, throw over the middle, complete, and a good gain of 5 on first down for the Grantsville Cowboys. Trying to get that number in, Rick. Is that 18?
I was trying to see that, too, from the angle. It's a well-thrown pass, a nice reception. Pretty good coverage by Richfield.
Yeah, never got that number. So second down and 5 coming up here for the Grantsville offense after early completion for Van Vliet. 2 receivers to the right with the tight end. Now the third receiver comes from left to right. Van Vliet just pitches it to Atkinson left side, and a big run to the outside and a good game. Atkinson has just been a phenomenal every down back for this team. He rarely comes out, and you can see why there.
Yeah, that was a terrific pitch. It looked like Richfield had penetrated.
Grantsville decides to go quick here. Atkinson on the year, 1,200 rushing yards, 16 touchdowns, 600-plus yard games. Van Vliet pump fakes. He's going to scramble to the right, fires on the run. It's low, and that pass falls incomplete, trying to get it to number 20 of the Grantsville Cowboy offense. That's going to be intended for Peyton Thornton.
Yeah, and the pass, Thornton got up like I caught that, and we can't see on that angle.
So we'll get second down here as Atkinson's going to sub out. That does not happen a whole lot. As now Grantsville's going to go with an empty set here. 2 receivers left, 3 right. Man comes in motion. Van Vliet pumps, gets rid of it, and that is a forward pass. It's incomplete. Trying to get that out to number 8, Jordan Fossen, who's a little bit of a do everything for Grantsville.
Yeah, Richfield putting pressure on Van Vliet that time as Wrights was coming in, and I think they had to unload it a little quicker than they wanted to.
So it'll be third down and 10. My apologies there. Third down and 10 for the Grantsville offense. Gave up a first down. Now can Richfield's defense force the Cowboys to...
And would Grantsville go for it? They probably would on a fourth down.
I think this far in, yeah. Third and 10. Van Vliet, bad snap, corrals it well. Throws across, it's high, incomplete. Trying to get that football to Jackson Jensen, one of his top receivers. Fourth down, incomplete. We'll see what the staff decides to do here.
Yeah, and there was lots of pressure coming in that time. And they are going to go for it.
Coach David Millward, his first season in Grantsville, was Coach Bird for a long time. Won a state championship back in 2021. Cowboys go hard count, fourth down. Now seem to line up more in a punt formation here. Richfield sends Yardley back. Man goes in motion, and it's a bad snap again. Van Vliet's got to pick it up, and he just falls on it. Big, costly play on special teams.
Well, that went over his head, and he thought about trying to pick it up because Richfield really didn't have a rush immediately, but he wisely fell on the football, not allowing Richfield to pick it up and run in for a touchdown. Which sometimes happens because there was no other Grantsville Cowboy around there.
You think, why didn't he try to make a play on it? Well, that's better than giving up the 6. So turnover on downs. Richfield takes it. Wayman, handoff left side. And a run by Yardley, that was Yardley, as he's thrown backwards. Richfield fans want a penalty. They're not going to get it. A good gain from Yardley, gain of 6 on first down.
Yeah, and that's a bread and butter play by Richfield. Yardley is just a tough, fast runner. He explodes.
Second down and 4 for the Wildcats. 7:28 to go, opening quarter, still scoreless. If you're just joining us, Richfield turned it over on downs. And in essence, so did Grantsville after a bad snap on a punt. Wayman, pitch, counter, left. Big run from Malik Fountain down inside the 20 to the 18. He was not going to be brought down easy, Rick, and that's what Malik's been doing all season long.
Yeah, they fake like they're going to give it on the jet sweep, and they come back to Malik, and Malik just runs hard. That's one of those 3 running backs. You have Wrights, Malik, and then you've got Yardley.
Yardley, yeah. Griffin Wayman's not bad with his legs either. Those quarterback wedge plays they run have been successful this year. It's a play fake. Wayman going to tuck and run. Runs for close to the first down. He's going to be right at the sticks. A good run from Griffin Wayman on 1st and 10.
Well, he ran out like he was going to pass the football, and I thought he was going to, and then he just tucked and run. I'm not so sure that wasn't a quarterback sneak. I mean, a quarterback keep all the way. And what a great block by Malik Fountain out there.
Wildcats, again, those 3 in the backfield. You don't know who's getting the ball. It's a give now. Yardley met pretty quick. This is going to be for very short, maybe a half a yard on the handoff from Gage.
I tell you, this Grantsville defense is extremely quick. Give credit there to Jake Bodell on that.
Yeah.
You can see that they just explode quickly toward the ball.
Second and goal for the Wildcats. Ball at the 8-yard line. 6 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Wayman under center. Takes the snap. Handoff. Yardley looks to get to the outside. Gage turns the corner and is in. 4-6. Gage Yardley finds the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. Apex Foot and Ankle. They accept all major insurances on Main Street in Richfield. Wildcats up 6-0.
Yeah, and Gage looked like he was stopped, and then all of a sudden he just veered off to the right side and ran down that sideline.
Extra point coming here for the Wildcats. Justin Razor, the junior kicker, has done a pretty darn good job this year on the extra point duties. So the Wildcats open up on top. A little bit of a low snap. The kick is no good. That might have been tipped.
Yeah, it looked like it was to me. It was a low snap. I have to see the replay on that.
Yeah, finger
tipped, yeah.
Number 8 for Grantsville coming up with that. Jordan Fossen doing some things. So we'll take a quick break.
Could be a factor.
Well, very much could be a factor. We'll be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features an entire line of Rainbird sprinklers and systems for your yard or commercial property and backs it up with an extremely knowledgeable staff that cares about the local community because they live here. Visit them at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield or call for a showroom appointment 435-896-9606. Mountain Land Supply is proud to sponsor high school sports and wishes the teams, coaches, and players success.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. It's Richfield 6, Grantsville 0. Our score after that run from Gage Yardley. And we'll see how that 2-point or that failed PAT comes into play later on in this game, Rick. As Justin Razor approaches, 5:55 to go, opening quarter. Razor will send deep, and it takes a bounce at the 15, skips at the 10, picked up by Fossen, who looks to make a man miss and is just not going to go anywhere. The Wildcats corral, pin him down inside the 15-yard line, mark him at probably the 16 actually with forward progress. Great special teams from Richfield there.
Yeah, give credit there to Braxton Yardley, number 61 for Richfield. He did a great job. And also, let's pick up that. Trying to pick up on the. I think also Ian Jukes was in on that.
Man comes in motion for Grantsville. Snap to Van Vliet. It's going to be a run up the middle for Atkinson and a good gain on first down, gain of 7.
Oh, terrific run. And that's what Grantsville wants to do. They came out passing last time, and this time they come with an opening play run. And that's big yardage because now you can do whatever you want on 2 downs.
2nd down and 4, 5:25 to go here in the first quarter at Zions Bank Stadium. 2 trips to the right, single receiver left. The snap and the counter on the sweep. It's going to be a push forward. Richfield's not going to give much there, only a gain of a yard from Atkinson as he came in motion and then took the handoff.
It looked like maybe that was a read that they were going to hand that off, or maybe not. I don't know if that's the case, but it looked a little bit busted and awkward there on the handoff. And that delayed him getting to the hole.
3rd down and shorts for this Grantsville offense. 4:40 to go here in the opening quarter as the Cowboys break the huddle. Approaching 8 o'clock Mountain Time here. A bit of a delay to this game due to the length of our last one. It's going to be a handoff. Wildcats convene beautifully, Rick. That is how you make a stop on 3rd and short.
Yeah, and that wasn't even close. He lost a yard on that. Richfield really came in tough on that, and that's going to force a probable punting situation here.
Once again, our scoreboard brought to you by Richfield Family Dental. Dr. Topher Barnett and his team proud to offer the latest technology and the highest quality of care to amazing families of Central Utah. Punt coming here from Grantsville. And this punt is away and good. Oh, that's a beaut, Clark. Wow, what a kick.
Yeah,
goes out near the 40.
Super high, but not necessarily long. It ensured there was going to be no return, but it didn't really go a long ways.
Okay, wow, this was shorter than I would have thought. They mark it at the Richfield 46, 47-yard line. So great field position again for the Wildcats here.
Yeah, the ball was really high, and it was guaranteed Richfield wasn't going to be able to return it, but then it also went out of bounds.
There we go. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 3:47 to go, opening period. Wayman under center. Takes it, fakes the pitch, then hands off Fountain. Malik looks to push forward. Ball is continuing to the pile being pushed, and Malik's going to get 2 yards on the carry. Talon Butler in there again for this Grantsville defense.
Yeah, Butler's just a force in there. And what makes him so good is he's so fast. And Malik able to muscle his way for 2 yards, but they were a hard 2 yards.
2nd down and 8, gain of 2 for the Wildcats. They go 2 receivers right, 2 left. Single back as Yardley comes in motion. Wayman takes a low snap. It's a handoff to Wrights. Wrights met immediately in the backfield. Coming up, Talon Butler again, and you said it, Rick. His speed and then his physicality is so that's a dangerous combination to have as a linebacker. Phenomenal speed.
And I like the time that Richfield went deep. They over-missed the receivers, but they had 2 of them behind the Grantsville backs. I think we'll see them go back to that sometime.
3rd down and 8, 2:41 to go, opening period. 2 receivers to either side for Wayman. Single back set. Griff sends Yardley in motion. Play fake. Blitz comes in. Wayman takes a hit, throws it high, and it's broken up, nearly intercepted. Malik Fountain ended up having to turn into a defensive back.
Yeah, but give credit to Gavin Dong on that. He put pressure immediately on Richfield. Had they had a little more time, that's the kind of play that Richfield likes to run.
So 4th down, Wildcats will now punt. So the Grantsville defense stiffens up. Punt coming here from Richfield.
Terrific defensive play there by Dong.
Grantsville did not get their 12th man off the field, so there should be a penalty. I haven't seen a flag come out, and there is one now back as that rolls down inside the 10. And we'll see.
What that would be is it'll be a 5-yard penalty. So it would move it to the 40-yard line, and it would end up being a 4th down and about 3. So would Richfield go for it then, or will they stack them down at the 10-yard line? That's really the decision on this. Because I don't think you can get a better punt than that.
No. The way this is looking, I kind of think the offense is staying out here, Rick. The way Griffin Wayman's talking on the sideline with Coach Thorson. And I think he wants to know what his options are from the officials. And Grantsville's offense is out there. I think. Maybe not.
Illegal substitution was the call.
Yeah.
And Richfield's going to take the penalty.
I think that's a good decision.
And I think you're going to see Richfield go for it here.
Oh, I don't think you take the penalty to punt again.
Oh, they called it against Richfield. No. The umpire's misguided.
He's walking the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So a 5-yard penalty, 4th and 8 becomes 4th and 3. And yeah, this offense is going to stay there. I don't think you accept that penalty and then punt again. That was a phenomenal punt. Keep that offense out on the field. And now we got Slate Wrights in Wildcat formation. Hard count. Slate comes, makes a line adjustment. Goes hard again, takes it. It's a run to the left. Has good blocking. Wrights cuts upfield. Takes a hard hit. Does he get there?
He's got it.
It's
yes.
right there. I think they're going to give it to him as well. And first down.
He's got it by 1 yard.
Another first down brought to you by Mason Machinery. They know the farming business and have the equipment, prices, and financing that assures you farming success.
How big was that illegal substitution penalty?
Grantsville was able to get their defense off the field and, well, literally couldn't get their defense off the field with that 12th man. It's a pitch left side. Stutter step from Fountain as he runs out of bounds. And now a flag comes flying in late. And I think they're hoping this is on the sideline. I thought it was with a push more in the middle of the field, but we'll see here what the call ends up being.
What do you mean a push in the middle of the field? Did you see a...
I saw a late push from one of Richfield's players. We'll see. I think this is going to go on Grantsville, though, the way they're pointing here. So they say dead ball, personal foul. Yep, that's going to go on the Cowboys.
He was out of bounds, and they hit him. That's what they called there. And,
yeah, that second guy.
The second guy they hit him is what they called.
You're absolutely correct.
And that will be a 15-yard. And in the pregame, I told you I thought turnovers, which Grantsville had a turnover really on a
punt. Yeah.
And penalties. It will be big, and this one could be big. Again, they had a penalty, kept Richfield's offense on the field.
Handoff left side. Push forward from Yardley. A good gain from Yardley on first down. Give him 6, maybe 7.
My goodness. Yardley just looks like he's going down, and when you look up, he's got 5 or 6 yards. It's a very Yardley-type play. Of course, BYU came down and looked at him this summer.
Yeah.
And he's had a lot of colleges looking at him. Really a talented player.
And pick your poison, what position you want him to play. He can do a little bit of everything for you. Wayman, handoff Yardley, cuts back upfield, looks to fall forward. He's not going to get the first down, but he's going to get a little closer. 2nd and 3 is going to become 3rd and 1, gain of 2.
He just planted and cut upfield, and teams key on him. Last week, Juan Diego did not double coverage, and he had a 71-yard touchdown pass. They
go wedge here, and the push forward, I don't know that they got this, Rick. It was a long yard and a half. It's 4th down.
Signaling 4th down.
So we'll see what the play call elects to be here from the Wildcat offense. And, yeah, they're going to stay out there. Good decision. Split back set for Wayman, and now Coach Thorson wants to take a timeout.
That doesn't surprise me. I think Richfield might end up with a timeout, and they did.
We'll take it. It's a Riverstone Contractors timeout on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
22 seconds left, opening quarter, 4th and short. It's a give. Yardley pushes right side, falls forward, and he should have the first down.
Yeah, Yardley's got it. You know, Richfield had never been in a semifinal in 30-some-odd years until last year. They had been close, but they could never get by there. And now in their second straight semifinal, Richfield has actually been a little more calm in this game tonight, in my opinion. Grantsville, I think you'll see Grantsville settle down some.
Agreed. First and goal. Wayman keeps right side, pushing forward, in for 6. He never went down. Griffin Wayman into the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. Wildcats lead 12-0.
Terrific blocking by Richfield. Will they go for 2? I don't think so, but they might. Last week they had an extra point blocked.
So we got a receiver to either side. Yeah, they're going to go for 2 here. Always an interesting decision. You got a single back set here for Wayman. Single tight end right, 2 receivers, 1 to either side. 2 tight end set, should say. Wayman, play fake. Griffin's going to throw, loft it, and Yardley goes up and grabs that. My goodness, what a job by Yardley to high point that. The 2-point conversion's good. Unbelievable play.
And I tell you, Richfield has done Richfield-type things tonight so far. But this is a good Grantsville team. There's still lots of game left here.
That ends the first quarter with the touchdown. It's Richfield 14, Grantsville 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, teamhive.live, and KSLSports.com.
This is Rick Robinson, branch manager Richfield. At Zions Bank, we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner and the convenience of online and mobile banking, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centracom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Richfield 14, Grantsville 0. Second quarter just about to start. We'll start with a kickoff. Final play of that quarter. Wildcats once again find the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. Our Richfield Family Dental scoreboard, it's Richfield 14, Cowboys 0. Great start of the game for the Wildcats.
How big was that illegal substitution? Richfield had punted. The ball was down at the 10-yard line. They decided to keep the football at the 40-yard line, had to convert a 4th down play, and Richfield goes on to get a touchdown.
Justin Razor getting set to send this. Oh, and just kicks it quickly. That was interesting. Ball at the 15-yard line, return coming the other way, and the Cowboys with a good return out past the 30 to around the 35. That was something.
I've never seen that, a little razzle-dazzle. But Grantsville looked like they were kind of prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good return by the Cowboys. Who was that brought it back? Let's give credit there.
Guess, let's see, number 5, Jackson Jensen with the return for the Cowboys.
Jensen did a great job of bringing it up and took it out to the 36-yard line.
First down and 10, receiver to the left, 2 to the right for Grantsville. Needing to get something going on offense. It's a little pitch pass to Jensen, right side. And he is going to fall forward for a short gain. I like those touch passes, Rick, because it's not a handoff, it's a pass. So if there's an incompletion, no harm, no foul.
That's
not
right.
A live ball.
Goes back to the line of scrimmage. But Jensen's showing his speed there. The one thing that I've been really impressed with Grantsville is their overall team speed.
Yeah.
You can really see it's a difference maker. It's the reason why they're 9-2.
Second down and 7, 11:21 to go in the second quarter. Van Vliet back to throw. Pocket collapses quickly. He rolls left. Fires a dart on the run to Jensen, who makes the catch and falls down with it into Richfield territory. Excellent throw on the run from Van Vliet.
Yeah, and give credit to Van Vliet in that he was running, so Richfield had to respect his run. That got Jensen open. And a nice seam pass.
Just a sophomore. This kid, just size-wise, does not look like a sophomore. The poise, I would not be surprised if college scouts come calling for him here in a couple years. Van Vliet brings Fossen in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Atkinson convened well. The ball's on the ground, and the Wildcats pounce and corral. Coming up with the fumble for Richfield, number 24, Jess Curtis with the fumble recovery. Rick, did you see who caused it?
86. Let me give credit there. It was Hayden Reed was in on that, and he's the one that see that? Hayden put him down and then recovered there by Curtis. I'll tell you what, Richfield so far in this game has really had the brakes go their way.
But they've taken advantage of that.
They have so far. Can they continue? This is big for them.
Kessler Robinson also in on that stop for the Wildcats. Richfield takes over at the 49. Tight diamond formation here. Pumps, handoff, left side Fountain. Malik falls forward. Looked like he might have been dropped for a loss there, Rick. But one thing these Wildcats do, they fall forward, and 2 yards there for Malik Fountain.
And Malik's just a tough nut runner. And if you don't respect him, he's going to break free for you. Also has terrific hands, a good receiver.
Has caught some impressive touchdowns this year, no doubt. 2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Wildcat offense. Up 14-0 as Wayman pitches left side, rights. Slate breaks a tackle, gets to the 40, dancing around the 35, and he steps out of bounds at around the 30, 31-yard line. 1st down, another Mason Machinery run for Slate's The Machine Rice, if I can call him that.
And for Grantsville, in on that tackle, you had Talon Butler, of course, and also Owen Sweet.
1st down at the 31 for Richfield. They'll go 2 receivers either side. Single back set here for Wayman. The back is Wrights. Wayman takes the snap. Counter. Fountain. Nowhere to go with it. Well corralled. Again, the speed of Grantsville, when they've been there, Rick, have been really good. Give Easton Hammond some credit.
They had 5 tacklers in on that play. 5 of them. 5 white and red jerseys.
Impressive.
I still think Richfield's going to come back to a pass a little deep on that.
2nd down and 11.
But they've been able to move the football, so no need to at this point.
Snap, Wayman, handoff up the middle. Yardley splits the Red Sea and gets close to the 1st down. Will be a little shy, but a good run from Gage Yardley on 2nd and long.
And when he cut through there, it looked like he was stopped at the line. Look at this. And then he just spurts up with quick speed.
Got skinny quick. 3rd down and 2. Yardley. Diamond formation here with a single receiver to the right. Wayman checking his play wristband. 12 seconds on the clock. Taking their time. Now gets set. Wayman pitches right side to right. Slate bounces off the outside, cuts back inside, falls forward. He's got the 1st down. Another Mason Machinery 1st down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and that was just determination by Slate. He kind of made up his own ground there. It looked like he might be stopped in the backfield, broke a tackle.
Ball at the 20 now for the Wildcats. 1st down and 10. Wayman with 3 backs in the field. Takes the snap. It's a handoff. Yardley shifts, cuts, still goes forward. What a run from Gage Yardley. A gain of 8. Again, met right at the line of scrimmage, Rick. The legs just did not stop turning.
This is very Gage Yardley football. Just so talented. He does what the team asks him to do. As you said, he can do so many different things.
2nd and short. Gain of 8 from Yardley with 8 minutes remaining here in quarter number 2. And Coach Thorson wants to talk some things over. That's another Riverstone Contractors timeout. We'll take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Hey, y'all, just a reminder to shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, offering windows and glass sales and installation, including window tinting. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 410 North Main in Richfield, has a huge inventory and always sells at rock-bottom prices. And Shepherd's has the service to back it all up. Click shepherdscarpets.com. Carpet, flooring, windows, and glass, and more. Shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Click shepherdscarpets.com and sit back and try to wipe that big old smile off your face.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Richfield 14, Grantsville 0, 7:53 to go before halftime. We'll see what that timeout was about. Coach Thorson didn't like something. So Richfield knocking on the door to make this a 3-score game. Come out and just like you said, Rick, a lot of balls have bounced their way, but they're doing themselves favors as Yardley looks to push here. And he's going to be right at the line. I think he's probably a half-yard shy based on this spot. So I think it's going to be 3rd and short here.
Yeah. The ball's marked right at the 10-yard line.
Oh, they give him the first down. Yeah, they'll give him 1st and goal for Richfield. So another good run there by Yardley. Wildcats getting the play call in on the sideline.
They did measurement on how much you run and the science, and it's way better to just take the signals. Clock down to 4 though.
3 receivers to the right. Clock's at 1. They're not going to get this off. Delay a game.
It wasn't even close.
No. So Richfield will be backed up 1st and goal now from the 15 for the Wildcats. We'll see what adjustments come. We've seen a couple delay of games.
Well, in the previous game, they were really quick on the 25-second clock. That's where most of them came. This one, Richfield had a 40-second clock. Now, because of the penalty, it starts at 25.
Wayman with trips to the left, single receiver right, single back set. Griffin pumps, gets rid of it to right. Slate looking to push forward and just doesn't get a whole lot there. In fact, maybe loses a yard on the play.
There were 6 Grantsville Cowboys out there looking for that. 6 white jerseys. I mean, I've been impressed with how quick to the ball Grantsville is.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and goal from the 16 now. Trips left, single receiver right for Wayman with Wrights as his back. Wayman takes the snap, design roll to his left. Griffin's going to fire. He's got a man. It's Yardley. Caught. Touchdown.
Boy,
Gage Yardley again.
Well executed. Rolling out to his left, he had to throw with the right, and Yardley just broke open.
The kid's just a football player. Unbelievable. The separation, the speed, and the strength of Gage Yardley. Wildcats now up 20-0, 7:02 to go before halftime. Snaps good, holds good, kick by Razor is also through.
Oh, and they hit the kicker. There's going to be a penalty here.
On the kickoff. That's going to be fascinating. We'll take a break here. It's Richfield 21 and Grantsville 0, 7:02 to go in the 2nd quarter on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Did they say no good? No, they did say good. So 21-0. Okay.
21-0.
There was a penalty, Rick, and now Richfield gets to kick off from the Grantsville 45.
Yeah, they roughed the kicker on that. You can see on the replay, maybe we didn't see that, but they roughed. I happen to be watching it 9 out of 10 times. I would never see that. And they were trying to block it, and they roughed the kicker and a 15-yard penalty.
7:02 to go before halftime. It's been all Richfield here this evening in Harriman.
Penalties have been a huge factor here,
yes,
too.
Big penalties. You said that in the pregame, penalties and turnovers, and Razor sends that out of the back of the end zone. No chance for the Cowboys to return. So now Grantsville down 3 scores, and they've had some good plays, Rick. They've made some good strides, but drives have stalled. A couple turnovers have happened. You had the fumble and then a bad punt.
And Richfield's offense, honestly, has just executed, just purred along here tonight.
Yes.
When they've needed the yards, they've gotten them, and they've done what they've needed to do. Richfield has played a really good game so far.
They've purred along, huh? I like that. I'm going to steal that down the road.
I'm sorry.
Richfield leading 21-0. Cowboys needing something on offense. Atkinson goes in motion. They pitch right wing to him. Atkinson looks to push forward. That's a lot of running for not a lot of yards. A gain of 2.
It's funny you would say that, because by the time they pitch to Atkinson, he's 7 yards deep. He's got to make up those yards and then some. And Atkinson's capable of it. I mean, He's just real good.
1,200-yard back.
And you look at Richfield's defense. You know, I talked how good Grantsville's been, but this Richfield defense has been just quick to the ball. They've been solid, and they have played a great first half so far themselves.
Trips to the right, single receiver left. Van Vliet brings Atkinson in motion again. Van Vliet's going to roll right. Fire a dart. He's got a man, and he just overthrew him. Had someone open deep downfield and just overshot Pierce O'Riordan.
Yeah, and I thought that was, you thought it was, what number did you
15
have?
is who I have.
Okay. And Pierce, okay.
Pierce O'Riordan's who I got.
O'Riordan was open.
Preps.
The pass went down there. And the thing about Richfield, if you're throwing against them deep in that, you're facing Yardley, Malik Fountain, and Slate Wright. So
those same guys causing havoc on offense do the same in that secondary. Snap back, a roll, a throw by Van Vliet. Coming up and diving on it. Is that an INT? The Wildcats certainly think so.
That was
the
Pollock.
Officials agree.
Pollock came up with it, and I think he had 7 interceptions coming into tonight's ball game.
Tanner Pollock with the INT, and Yardley thought maybe he had a shot at it. Excellent job on this replay, getting underneath it. That ball did not even come close to hitting the turf.
And I've got to give credit to Barrett.
Put it in the middle of the bingo square. Let's go.
I'll tell you what, great job, Barrett. And who's on our camera?
We got Mr. Joe Williams on the tight camera.
Great job, Joe.
Tight formation here. It's a handoff left side, Yardley. Yardley looks to get outside, has some green grass. Gage turns the corner inside the 30, scampers out at the 25. Gage, Yardley doing Gage, Yardley things. That continues.
And Grantsville has a defender there, and you're thinking, what's he going to do? And he just jukes him and goes out wide. Yardley's been way impressive tonight. Not that he's not every night, but I'll just tell you, he's... And they'll bring Yardley off for a play.
I'd say he deserves a little Gatorade there on the sideline of Giffen. He certainly ate his Wheaties this morning, the way he's played. First down and 10. Wayman, pitch right side right. Slate looking to follow that block. Falls forward. Excuse me, that's Fountain with the carry there, and Malik's not going to get much of anything. Well defended by Grantsville.
Yes, and Grantsville came up and had 4 or 5 jerseys there. Give credit here.
Jordan Fossen coming up to kind of lay the part of that hit.
And Evan Bunderson I also had in there.
That's a Grantsville name right there. Fossen and Bunderson, 2 names that have been in Grantsville sports for a long time. 5:24 to go. Tight formation here for Wayman. Griffin takes it, hands it off, right side. And Wrights just met immediately again. The Cowboys convene extremely well. Number 87 coming up with that stop for the Cowboys. Porter Davis, their defense, the junior D end.
And also Boston Aldridge in on there.
So here we go. 4:56 to go. 3rd down and 9 for Richfield as the play call comes in. Play clock's at 16 seconds, so plenty of time for Richfield to get set here. As Wayman or Yardley trying to communicate here. Now Wright's trying to get in on it with 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wayman barely gets it off in time. Scrambles, pump fakes, and looks to step up, and he is going to be wrapped up. The Cowboys able to convene. Talon Butler, that speed, getting in the backfield. Big play for the Grantsville defense.
And that was a big play. A little long in the backfield. Richfield couldn't get anyone open.
When you look at this, just well covered, all these receivers. Yep. And by the time any of them were able to get open, Richfield had nowhere, Wayman had nowhere to go with it. So now a punt situation for the Wildcats.
I think Richfield will punt at this time.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Well.
Wright's is generally the punter.
Yeah.
And he's back.
He's deep, yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting a call in here. 3:43 to go. And Coach Thorson's going to use his final timeout here. Once again, that timeout brought to you by Riverstone Contractors, Riverstone Plumbing and Heating in Richfield, and now Beaver has the equipment and skills to perform timely, high-quality service for residential and commercial jobs. We'll be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
4th down here, Rick, and interestingly enough, Richfield might not punt this away.
Well, I think they looked at things and they said, well, we might as well try for it.
Now, they had a 4th and 20 that they converted down at Canyon View in the regular season finale. But this is not necessarily a strange play for them. Fossen looks to blitz off the edge. Wayman just loads up, launches it, and it is deflected. And that was smart play by the Cowboy defender not to pick it off, but get a hand on it, force the turnover on downs.
Yeah, and give credit there. I believe it was Butler who was coming in there, and did not give Wayman much time. He did have Malik open over the center of the field, but couldn't get enough mustard on it down there. And Grantsville, as you said, were smart to knock it down. But Malik was behind the defenders. I still think the Richfield will come back sometime and try and go deep again, because the few times they've thrown deep, they've had opportunity.
That was a massive stop for the Cowboys after the interception by Van Vliet, forcing another turnover on downs. Van Vliet throws, far side, complete. They pitch it back. It's a live football. There's a pile on the ground. The Wildcats say they have it. No official signal. Richfield football. My goodness.
It was a hitch and ladder where he was going to pitch it back.
Yeah, it's designed. You see Atkinson coming for it, and it was overthrown.
But he was hit. Who hit him as he...
Was that Malik?
Malik. Malik hit him as he went to pitch it, and the ball went long. And, it sounds like a good play, but when it run, Malik just whacked him as he went to pitch it.
So Richfield takes back over at the 28-yard line. The 3rd Grantsville turnover, 4 if you include the muffed, the bad snap on the punt on 4th down. A good run from Yardley, very patient run by Gage. He gains 5.
I do count that as a turnover.
Yeah, I would too.
I counted the one last week when Juan Diego blocked Richfield's punt.
Those have the same effect as turnovers. They're big plays.
It's momentum.
Yeah.
You get great field position generally.
2nd and 5, gain of 5 from Yardley. Wayman under center. Griffin's going to hand off Gage left side. Gage looks to get to the edge, sheds a tackle, looks to keep pushing. Really only going to get 1 or 2 yards on the play. Grantsville corrals quickly. Number 17 was in on that stop for the Cowboys. That's Crew Warren, the safety. 3rd down and 4 for Richfield.
Yeah, and, you know, Richfield gave it right to Yardley, now left to Yardley. And it gives them in a position that they can still go with whoever they want. Who would you give it to?
I'd give it to Gage Yardley.
I probably would too.
And now here's the luxury. You don't have to. You got other really good. I mean, the other options are by no means bad. As Wayman back to pass, throws high, caught. Excellent catch. Is that Slate? No, that's trying to get that number inside. Is that Pollock inside? Yes, it was. Tanner Pollock with the reception.
And Pollock came up with the interception, now gets a pass reception on a big third down play.
And a beautiful play fake. Wayman sold it really well, gave him enough time to get that throw off. First and goal.
Actually, pretty good defense there.
Wildcats knocking on the door to make this a 4-score game. I did not see this coming at all, Rick. I figured Richfield would play well. Did not think to this level that they take advantage of the mistakes of the Cowboys.
Well,
as a good run from Fountain.
Grantsville has looked a little more mistake-prone in this game.
Yeah.
This is what Richfield did last week, and they were not playing a Grantsville team. I mean, Grantsville's playing a team that's won 24 games in a row, and there's a reason why they've done that. I mean, Richfield played Payson and Cedar. They didn't play just easy teams. You know, Payson ended up with not a good record.
Well, a much tougher region overall. I mean, I know we got Morgan in the North region, but Richfield was challenged a couple times in 3A South. Pitch right side, tripped up his rights. He'll get down inside the 5 for a short gain of 2. Will bring up now 3rd and goal from the 4.
But that being said, there's still lots of time in this game, and Grantsville has lots of talent. This game's far from over.
Now, one thing that's interesting for Richfield, I don't know that time's necessarily a huge factor here, given that you got 3rd and goal now, but you do not have any timeouts to stop the clock, so can't take a sack here. Game clock at 30 seconds. Play clock at 12 seconds. Snap Wayman, roll left. Griff's going to float, and just the moment he let go, knew he wasn't going to. He didn't put the touch on that he needed to for Malik Fountain.
But it does stop the clock with 20 seconds. And will Richfield go for a field goal? I think they will.
Yeah, Razor's coming out. So.
And Grantsville has put pressure on Razor on the tries.
Yeah.
In fact, they roughed him one time.
So this will be a 21-yard attempt. Snaps good, holds good. That kick was beautiful. Beautifully done by Razor. And that, with 16 seconds left in the half, will make it Richfield 24, Grantsville 0. We'll be back to finish the half on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSLSports.com.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Tanner Wilkinson, Rick Robinson with you. We appreciate you tuning in, whether that's through TeamHive.live or the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. We love that partnership. And, boy, Rick, Richfield has just looked the part of, you said 20, is it 23 straight? What, 24. Yep. Well, that's 24-0. How about that? Razor approaches, sends this one low. Takes a skip and a bounce, and Fossen bats it to corral it. Well done from Fossen. 15 to the 20. Tries to get to the 25 and will fall forward with 9 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, and, you know, Richfield didn't leave Grantsville with much time. 9 seconds, you could run 2 plays. Will unless they just kneel on it, will Grantsville try and do something? I think they will.
They got 3 timeouts. See what you can do.
The risk you run is you could end up with a turnover, but Richfield's out of timeouts.
First down and 10 for Fossen. Or Van Vliet, excuse me. Sends a man in motion. That is Fossen. Van Vliet rolls to his left. Going to fire on a dime, and oh my goodness. Fossen was obliterated by Slate Wright. A perfectly legal tackle.
And Wrights is showing what he is just a tough football player.
Timeout taken by the Cowboys, 1 second on the clock. So Grantsville, not sure if you try maybe a hook and ladder again here, what the situation is, but
I think they're definitely going to try something.
Yeah.
But they're unable to get a pass down unless you get a penalty and do a field goal. And that's what you're going to hope for, is you get something down there in a penalty. But unlike college, unlike the pros, where if there's pass interference, it does not go where the pass interference is. The most you could get is 15 yards, but you would get another play.
Yeah. So this will be interesting. 1 second to go. It's been all Richfield here in this first half. A quick moving first half. Both teams have ran the ball quite a bit.
Yeah, and honestly, Richfield's been very impressive.
Yeah.
They've come into this game looking like a team that's the defending 3A state champions. But there's still a lot of game left.
Absolutely. 2 receivers right, single tight end, single receiver left for Van Vliet. Richfield will blitz here. Van Vliet running out of time, and he's sacked to end the half. What a first half for Curtis as he gets the sack after getting a fumble recovery. And Richfield feeling pretty darn good heading into the locker room. 24-0 Wildcats. We'll be back with our Jones & DeMille Engineering halftime show next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live with KSLSports.com.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centracom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centracom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centracom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
We are all part of a team. Whether you are the quiet hero or the newest recruit, the steady anchor or the moral support, your team needs you. At Intermountain Health, Sevier Valley Hospital, we want to be part of your team. Partner with us on your health and continue to be a game changer for your teammates.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centracom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
Dr. Richard Yardley is proud to welcome Dr. Preston Judy to the Mountain View Vision team. Dr. Judy has a special interest in pediatric eye exams, advanced dry eye treatment, and is accepting new patients. Mountain View Vision Center, serving all of Central Utah, offers comprehensive eye care, specialty contacts, diabetic exams, and the management and treatment of ocular disease. Offering a large inventory of frames and sunglasses, their team will help you find the perfect fit. Keep your vision sharp right here in Richfield with Mountain View Vision, proud sponsor of Central Utah High School sports.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features an entire line of Rainbird sprinklers and systems for your yard or commercial property and backs it up with an extremely knowledgeable staff that cares about the local community because they live here. Visit them at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield or call for a showroom appointment 435-896-9606. Mountain Land Supply is proud to sponsor high school sports and wishes the teams, coaches, and players success.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
And we welcome you back on in to Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, Utah. It's the home of Real Salt Lake's practice facilities and a well-developed facility as well between these two. And a well-developing situation for the Richfield Wildcats. Rick looking to get back to their second straight championship game. And
keep in mind, they hadn't been into a state championship game since 1988 until last year. So Richfield went years and years without even making it into the semifinals. And the town of Richfield's been just unbelievable receptive to it. They're going to build a brand new football stadium there.
Yeah.
It'll be artificial turf, and they're going to put more seating because they've not been able to handle the support that the community has given Richfield, and that's a compliment to the community of this of Richfield High School.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm excited for that new booth. Not having to climb up that little staircase.
But it won't be next year. It's one more year after that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did some checking
on
it, and so But when you talk football, too, Grantsville is loaded with tradition in football. And it's a great community. And I've been there a few times, done a few broadcasts there. And most of the teams I follow there have not won while I've been there.
My dad worked in Grantsville for a long time, out at the Morton Salt Plant there. That's not too far.
And you also have family there, don't you?
No, never did. My wife's mission companion is from there. One of her mission companions is from there. Jordan Fossen's aunt. So we have some friends that have come from the Grantsville area. No family there at the moment, though. Stats from Brad James here at the half. Stat check brought to you by Sorensen Levitt Insurance. Give Corey a call at 896-4471 in Richfield or CNET 529-7471 in Salina. Richfield, 11 first downs. 167 total yards, 134 of those have come on the ground. As for Gage Yardley, touchdown reception, touchdown rush. Justin Razor with a 21-yard field goal. Yardley's total numbers, 14 carries, 71 yards. Wayman, 4 of 8, 33 for a passing touchdown, then ran one in as well. You mentioned Tanner Pollock with the interception. Jess Curtis with a sack to end the half, and then the forced fumble as well. So just 3 first downs for Grantsville. They have 21 total yards, Rick, minus 14 in the run game.
You know, that, and obviously the minus yards in the run game are because of quarterback sacks. But this has really not been a Grantsville half. I'm suspicious we'll see a much different Grantsville team in the second half. Will they be able to come back on 24 points? I don't know. That's why you play 2 halves. But I just can't believe that they will be this short of yardage and not be able to get something going.
Yeah, should be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Big thanks to Brad James for our Sorensen Levitt Insurance stat check. About 9 minutes away from your second half Richfield City kickoff. Rick, you had something you want to share?
Yeah, that being said, Grantsville will have to try and figure out Richfield's offense. Their defense has played well, but Richfield's offense has played a little better.
Yeah.
And I've been so impressed with Richfield's offense, and that's been one of the keys to it. But Grantsville will have the football to start the second half.
Yeah, that's going to be a big, big thing. We'll get set to take another break here on our halftime show. 8:24 to go before our Richfield City second half kickoff. Coming back with our Richfield Community Pharmacy keys to the game to the second half next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor and the potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
This is Rick Robinson, branch manager, Richfield. At Zions Bank, we're not just your bank. We're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner and the convenience of online and mobile banking, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Hey y'all, just a reminder to shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, offering windows and glass sales and installation, including window tinting. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 410 North Main in Richfield, has a huge inventory and always sells at rock bottom prices, and Shepherd's has the service to back it all up. Click shepherdscarpets.com. Carpet, flooring, windows, and glass, and more. Shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Click shepherdscarpets.com and sit back and try to wipe that big old smile off your face.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking's #1 investment has been dependable truck drivers like you. That's why they provide their drivers with an opportunity to earn up to $75,000 a year driving state-of-the-art equipment. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers in Utah, Sanpete, Sevier, Juab, Millard, Beaver, Iron, Carbon, and Emery counties. Barney Trucking offers a competitive wage, solid benefits, home daily schedules, and an excellent safety record. Apply today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in Richfield and Grantsville. 5 minutes before teams need to be out. Now, I think there's some misconception there, Rick. You think 5 minutes till halftime's over. No, that's until the teams have to be back out warming up, and then they get the additional 3 minutes or 3 minutes from when they come out.
It's a mandatory 3 minutes. So if you think that they come out and you don't want to do it, that's not going to happen. And it's interesting. Both teams in the locker room, both teams getting a lot of conversation. I'm sure they're both talking about what kind of adjustments, what they want to do. And, if you're Richfield, you're a little fearful that you'll come out maybe a little more complacent. If you're Grantsville, you're saying, come on, we still got a half to go. We still have a chance in this game. We're going to get the football.
Yeah, that's something to definitely keep an eye on. Your scoreboard brought to you by State Bank of Southern Utah. Local decisions, better results. State Bank of Southern Utah, member FDIC. BYU and UC Riverside in hoops tonight. Cougars lead 71-55 with 8 minutes to go. There's a guy we really like. His name's Yegor Demon. 16 points, 5 boards, 5 assists for the freshman. Keba Kaida, 10 points, 9 rebounds. How about Foose? Off the bench, Fusini Traore, 13 points, 5 boards for the former Wasatch Academy star. So 3 Wasatch Academy stars now playing hoops at BYU. You would have told me that in high school. They were in my region when I was at Manti. We split with them my junior year. They had one D1 player at the time, and we thought we were pretty high and mighty. And we were a good team that year. My senior year thought we could beat them again. Then they had 4 D1 guys, and it did not go so well for us.
What's kind of funny is one of their top recruits ever came there, then transferred to Baylor, and then transferred to Utah, and he's playing football. Caleb Lohner.
Mr. Lohner, Mr. Hercules himself, yeah.
And he's a terrific-looking athlete.
Well, perfect tight end body for that, right? That box, it makes sense. Basketball players make good tight ends with the boxing out, going up and high-pointing a ball. That makes sense. Let's talk keys to this second half now, Rick. Richfield, I don't think there's much you really need to change up. I mean, you've executed your game plan really well, and you've been very opportunistic when that ball has hit the turf to pounce on it.
But some of it they've created.
Sure.
Like the pitch, Malik was there to bump him when they're trying to do the hitch and patch. They put pressure on Van Vliet, and they've done things that they've needed to do and they've got to continue to have that aggressiveness. If you're Grantsville, their keys, they come out and let's put together a first drive and see where it takes us, and see if we can get a score on the opening drive, and then let's go where it takes us.
Wildcats have come back out onto the field. No sign of the Grantsville Cowboys just yet, as we welcome you in on our Coombs Cam. Let's take a look here. Your halftime show brought to you by Jones & DeMille Engineering. Jones & DeMille applauding teams for hard work, dedication, and commitment. The race for excellence has no finish line. Other games earlier today, Rich dominating Altamont to get to the title game in 8-man. Then it was Morgan and Manti in a very competitive game. If you would have told me that Richfield would be this dominant in the first half and Manti would have had opportunities in a close game with Morgan, I would have said, maybe one of those things could happen, but I don't think both will, and both have so far in 3A.
Well, the Morgan and Manti were tied at 28 in the third quarter. Then Morgan scored, and Manti scored a touchdown to tie it. But they had a holding call. I'm not saying it wasn't a hold.
No, it was.
But they had a holding call that took away a touchdown that would have tied it at 35.
Yep.
And Morgan had only given up 3 points in their region. The 5 games they played, the only team that scored on them was Grantsville. Manti able to put 28 points on them today, and I give all the credit. That was
with a backup quarterback. Mason Starkweather hurt, out for the year. Hate to see a talented kid like that go down with that kind of injury, but give some credit to Carter Mason.
Carter Mason, I drafted some of his JV games, and I told somebody, I said, if he ever has to go in the varsity, he's a terrific player.
Yeah.
I thought he's a really good ball player.
Manti brings a lot back. There are a lot of juniors on this team.
Yeah.
They lose some important seniors. Obviously, Mason Starkweather, the Lincoln Alder, was a phenomenal DN for them for a number of years, racked up a lot of sacks. They bring a lot. Manti brings a lot of talent back.
Yeah, they'll be one of the better teams next year. And Richfield will be young next year, but they'll still be decent.
Grantsville's going to be bringing a lot back. Morgan's always reloading, it seems. They play a great blend of senior captain leaders that have done it for a long time, but they sprinkle in these underclassmen, and that pays off down the road.
But I want to point out one thing. In December, the second or third week, we will have official results of the new alignment.
That's right.
And that could change some of the things that happen.
So here's an interesting note. Our good friend Greg Sterner texted me right now. 4A semifinal set. Both Crimson Cliffs and Skyview are in the semis for 4A.
And, of course, Morgan crunched.
Beat both of them.
Yeah.
Beat them both to a pulp.
Yep.
Crimson Cliffs lost the next week to Bingham in what was a competitive game.
I think it was 13-7, something like that.
And then Crimson Cliffs has not lost since. So, Morgan's strength of schedule looking really good. At this point.
That's why they were the number one seed. And Richfield played Payson and Cedar, some teams you think were good. And Richfield's strength is, they both were unbeaten. And I'm just saying that's why they were the number one seed. And Richfield ended number 2.
Once again, this halftime show brought to you by Jones & DeMille Engineering. From first downs to touchdowns, the Jones & DeMille Engineering team's here to help you tackle the toughest infrastructure issues. Grantsville getting the ball here is really key, Rick. You're down still 24 points. That's still a 3-score game with 2-point conversions involved. Now, maybe you don't need to go chasing those this early in the third quarter, but it's something to certainly think about, and Grantsville's got to take an opportunity here. And they spent a long time in the locker room. A lot was discussed in that halftime locker room.
Well, I think if you're Grantsville, certainly cleaning up the turnovers, a big factor. But Richfield's defense has not given them a lot of big opportunities.
Yeah, going to be interesting. Big shout out to our sponsors. Stick with us through the rest of the game. We'll have our Sunrise Engineering post-game show coming up afterwards, where we'll give away our Golden Drug Player of the Game and White Sanitation and On-the-Go Services Sub of the Game. So should be interesting to see what the strategy is for both these teams. Again, Richfield leads 24-0 on our Richfield Family Dental scoreboard. Give them a call today at 896-9696 or visit richfielddental.com. You know, I'm in the business for a new dentist, Rick. My dentist moved because it was my cousin. He's going to the school up at the U. He was in dentistry up there, and I was his patient for a couple of years. Great job. Now in I don't want to mess this up. I think he's in the Air Force, stationed out in Mississippi.
We're in Mississippi. I've lived in Mississippi.
Oh, in the Gulf. I mean, pretty close to the beach.
Biloxi?
It might be.
Pascagoula?
I'll have to ask him.
Gulfport?
Here's the fun part. He's out here. His sister's getting married tomorrow, so I finally get to see him again. Good friend, obviously. Is more than a cousin in a way.
It's funny, I'm headed to a wedding myself down in California. A good friend of mine, Kelly Maggleby's getting married.
Very nice.
So he's the mortician there in Richfield.
Yes. So here we go. Razor approaches. Sends this one as it's fielded at the 9-yard line. Opportunity for Jensen on the return. Looks to make that hole count and gets out past the 30 to the 34. First and 10 for Grantsville. A good return from Jackson Jensen.
Yeah, Jensen did a nice job. He just exploded from around his own 5-yard line and cut on the left side. And Richfield made sure he didn't get further than he did. But he'll take a return out to the 34-yard line.
Now Grantsville again had 21 total yards of offense in the first half, minus 14 in the run game with sacks. You know, the muffed fumble count certainly counted as a negative play. The backwards plays, Richfield give them all the credit in the world defensively. Atkinson goes in motion. Van Vliet fires. Low, picked. The madness continues for the Wildcats. Do they say incomplete? They do. They're going to rule it incomplete.
Take a look at the replay. They were right there.
That's close.
I don't know. That's close.
That's very close.
You could have called that either way. Richfield lost a break on that.
And you know, you look at today with replays at the college and NFL level, I don't know there would have been enough evidence to overturn the call on the field.
Yeah,
correct?
that's right. Either way. And I'm not complaining because the official was right there.
It's part of it, yeah.
Malik with a terrific effort there.
Trips right, single back set for Van Vliet. Dallin pulls, fires, high, batted and nearly picked by Gage Yardley. So 2 passes, 2 near interceptions for Richfield.
Well, Grantsville's come out, and you can obviously see what they want to do. They want to pass the football. And again, you're going into the strength of Richfield, some of their strengths, their backfield. You have Malik Fountain, Gage Yardley, Slate Wrights, back in coverage.
Cowboys go 2 to the right, single left, single back with a tight end. Van Vliet rolls right, steps up and fires, and it's just into the ground. Just didn't get enough umph on it. 4th down, Grantsville will have to punt. The Richfield defense forcing 3 straight incompletions.
Terrific defense, and the line from Richfield, the defensive line, continuing to put pressure on there.
So it'll be 4th down. Another punt is on the way. Snap good. Hold good. Richfield nearly got there. It's a high kick. It's not going to go very far as it takes a bounce at the 50, 49. Almost said 51. 51-yard line doesn't exist.
Well, that punt didn't look good, but it went about as far as the one that went high in the air.
Yeah.
That looked terrific, but it just went out of bounds on them. But Richfield's going to take over in good field position.
Should be interesting here to see what comes out of it. Wildcats need to take advantage again, or have an opportunity to take advantage again. Wayman, 2 receivers left, single one right. Quick hitter, complete. Yardley keeps the legs churning. Gain of 9 from Gage on 1st and 10.
Just a quick dive in. Gave the ball to him immediately, and Yardley moves upfield. Grantsville with no yardage on their 3 tries. Richfield comes out the first play. They pick up 9 yards.
2nd down and short. Clock is under 11 minutes. Man comes in motion. It's Yardley. Wayman. Handoff right. Slate breaking tackles. Stays on his feet. Breaks out. 30, 20, 15. Cuts back inside the 10 and is down to the 5. Inside the 5.
Boy, and it didn't look like Slates was going to break free, and he just muscled his way out there.
Wow. Met immediately. Shedding. Spinning. Shedding again. Wow. The price is right as he moves it down inside the 5. Was there a flag late here?
Maybe there's a flag. I didn't see it. Let's see what they called.
And it doesn't look like it.
Maybe he went out of bounds.
Yeah. Let's see. This ball.
No, they are going to put it on the 5.
Face mask on Grantsville. So a half the distance now at the 4. Mark it at the 2-yard line. So this will be interesting. Even better position for Richfield.
And Richfield's showing a passing formation. I'd be shocked if they pass it here, but I think it's going to be a quarterback keep or Wrights.
Wrights to the right hip of Wayman. Single receiver high, trips left or right. Wayman, pitch right, 2 slate rights. Who walks in, runs over the defender, and is in 4-6. Slate Rights finds the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. It's now 30-0 Richfield, PAT pending.
Yeah, and Richfield just did a great execution. They went 51 yards. They made it look easy, and this is a really good Grantsville team. Is it?
Wildcats have come to play here in Harriman. Snaps good, holds good, kick on its way, and it is through. So with 10:19 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's Richfield 31, Grantsville 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
All right, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Once again, that score brought to you by the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. Our scoreboard tonight brought to you by Richfield Family Dental. Call Richfield Family Dental today, 896-9696, or visit richfieldfamilydental.com. Kickoff here for Razor. Richfield just taking advantage, Rick. An opportunity's been there, and they've done it. They continue to do it as that bounces off the foot of the Cowboy return man. Fossen picks it up at the 30, stays on his feet. Good return from Jordan Fossen as he gets out past the 35.
Well, I've got to tell you, I met George Felt tonight.
You did.
I've been good friends with George back and forth for many, many years, probably as many as 30 years. And George tonight was here at the game. I had a chance to meet with him, and he gives me so much information. I love Brad James. I love guys that like numbers. You like numbers, and that's why I like being with you so well.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm not as good at the numbers, but I like them.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
That's for sure. 2 receivers to either side for Van Vliet. 10:13 to go, 3rd quarter. It's been all Wildcats. Handoff Atkinson. Atkinson falling forward. A good gain on 1st down of 3 for Jaden Atkinson.
Yeah, and Atkinson, just a quick dive off the right side. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, then just spun and got forward for a pickup of 4 yards. Well, 3 yards.
2nd down and 7. Clock continues to wind here. Got trips to the left. Single receiver to the right side. Van Vliet takes the snap. Pitches Atkinson left side. Flag comes flying in. Atkinson, Gage Yardley just made a Gage Yardley play. That was a tackle, but this is coming back, most likely, as they move it up. Another penalty, and that's that. Rick, you said pregame, penalties and turnovers, and what has plagued Grantsville all night long? Penalties and turnovers.
And you said penalties had gone away from them in the pregame, and tonight the penalties have been killers.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a zillion of them, but the timing of them.
Right.
One of the most positive plays Grantsville's had all night tonight, and they had a hold.
Trips left, single receiver right for Van Vliet. 2nd down and long. 2nd and about 29 to go here. Flag is going to come in.
I'm pretty sure Richfield jumped, and they did.
So an encroachment on the Wildcats will give Grantsville a little more breathing room. Speaking of breathing room, BYU's lead evaporating a little bit on the Cougs side of things. BYU up 77-70 with 2:53 to go. Like to see the Cougs close this one out a little bit better. Trips left, single receiver right for Van Vliet. Back to pass, Dowling. Fires short, incomplete as he was trying to get it to Fossen as the hit was made after the play by Yardley. Third down coming up here after the incompletion.
Yeah, Yardley was there, as was Griff Wayman. You know, you're thrown into the strength of Richfield when you're thrown in Yardley's way.
Third down, 13. Atkinson in motion. They're going to throw it. Yardley picks it off and is gone. Read it like a book and put it to bed.
You could just see it right from the start. He could tell they were going to throw it, and he stepped in there. He made that look easy.
I mean, just could not have been read better. We will have a running clock here in the third quarter. My goodness, the Richfield defense. Give Coach White all the flowers tonight for this performance. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I tell you what, Gage Yardley, you could see, I don't know why, I just could see that he was reading that, and he left early.
Extra point on the way, and it is good. So with 9 minutes and 18 seconds to go, Richfield continues to dominate. It is now 37-zip in favor of the Wildcats. 9:18 to go. 38. It should be 38-0.
They'll get it up there.
They'll get it up. And we'll take the break here on TeamHive.live with the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and KSLSports.com.
We are all part of a team. Whether you are the quiet hero or the newest recruit, the steady anchor or the moral support, your team needs you. At Intermountain Health, Sevier Valley Hospital, we want to be part of your team. Partner with us on your health and continue to be a game changer for your teammates.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
BYU in 2012, and a guy by the name of Kyle Van Noy. That's who Gage Yardley reminds me of. Such a smart, such a physical football player. And the Richfield Wildcats send this back into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, you look at him, and he doesn't overwhelm you with his size. And he doesn't look like he's necessarily that fast. But then you watch him play, and you say, he's just at a different level, and he is. He has dominated this game tonight.
I guarantee you Jay Hill is not watching this game because he's kind of got an important thing to prep for tomorrow. Come get this guy, Jay. I know you want to see what he's like after his mission and things like that, from what I've been told, but come get this guy.
There were several schools that came and looked at him.
Yeah.
But no one's offered him yet.
Snap. Van Vliet throws a screen to Fossen. Fossen looks to make the miss as Yardley brings him down there for a very minimal gain, just a gain of a yard for Grantsville. Second down coming up here. Oh, they gave him 2, so 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and that was a nice, quick screen out there.
Yardley shed that tackle extremely quick.
Know.
Boy.
I was watching that.
Boy. 2nd down and 8, Van Vliet. Single receiver far right. Has a bunch formation down here with 4 receivers. Brings Fossen in motion. It's a jet sweep. Quarterback keep for Van Vliet. Down looks to push forward. Just not a lot happening there again as the Richfield defense comes up with the stop. Tevin Vakota Kakala with the stop.
Vakota Kakala. Just a freshman.
Good size for a freshman.
Yeah, terrific play. Hey, he's had a great season. Richfield's got a lot of young players.
Yeah.
And next year they'll be really young. But they're certainly, I see a pretty good team. I don't know that I see an undefeated team, but they'll be decent.
Yeah. Again, Yardley matching up tight here. Van Vliet throws right side and just a slip from the receiver, some miscommunication. 4th down coming up here.
Richfield in the in the 30s, 1930s, had 3 teams that went undefeated in the regular season. In 1971, they had an undefeated regular season. They were 9-0, then they lost their playoff game. And so until 2024, so it's been since 1971 that they had an undefeated season last year, regular season, and then this year.
Punt coming. It was a low snap, but it was corralled. Fielded now by White at the 40-yard line. He's tripped, stays on his feet, gets out past the 40 near midfield to the 50. And Richfield wants a flag. I don't necessarily see that. It'll be first down for the Wildcats.
Well, he's on a run. You watch this replay again.
I think the hit still happens while he's inbounds.
Well, we'll take a look here. They didn't call it, so it's not a penalty.
Gets right to the sideline here. It was close. It was closer than maybe I would have thought.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. And again, we've got a running clock here, so regardless of pass play, out of bounds, the clock will wind.
Well, we've got to congratulate our crew next to us because in the last game, they stopped the clock till the very end because there are a lot of passes.
Yeah, they're happy about it next door for sure. For sure. 2 receivers to the right, single left, single back for Griffin Wayman here. As Wayman takes a snap, it's going to be a run to the right, has some good blocking, and Griffin's going to scamper smartly out of bounds, avoids taking a hit. Good run from Griffin Wayman.
Yeah, and I don't know how much longer Richfield will keep their starters in. I know what they don't want to do is have Grantsville get a lot of momentum and get going in this game because they respect Grantsville.
Sure.
They know they got lots of talent.
I feel like most coaches at least go through the third quarter with your starters.
I think because we're in the third quarter, that's why they're still doing that.
2 receivers right, single left for Wayman. Looks at the QB wristband. Awaits the snap, man in motion now. It's White. It's going to be a counter pitch to White. He's going to fall forward for a first down, pushed out of bounds. Good run from White. David White with the first down. That's brought to you by Mason Machinery.
Yeah, White was at Harriman High School a year ago, and they couldn't get him eligible until the 5th game of the season. So it took 5 games before they were able to bring him in.
So he gets out of bounds. Clock continues to wind here.
Not a factor out of bounds here.
Yeah. 1 receiver to either side. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The single tight end and a single back. Yardley goes in motion. Wayman's going to play fake, throw high, completes. Right, Fountain, makes a man miss, stays on his feet again, down inside the 15. Getting shifty out there, pulling off the Darius Lassiter moves is Malik Fountain, and he gets down inside the 15.
And that's been one of Richfield's bread and butter plays most of the season. Malik Fountain over the middle like that, and he's had terrific receptions. And a lot of them had not been super easy. That one he had to jump up in the air.
Wildcats getting the play call in. That first down brought to you by Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora. They know the farming business and have equipment prices and financing that assures your farming success. 2 left, pitch right to rights. Slate looks to get to that edge, does so inside the 10, lowers his shoulder, spins into the end zone. What a run from Slate Wrights. And it is still raining Wildcats here in Harriman.
It's just almost unbelievable how dominant they've been. Again, this Grantsville team is 9-2. It's a solid, really good team. But tonight, Richfield, who is 11-0, have shown why they're 11-0.
Extra point coming here from Razor. Snaps good, holds good kick. You guessed it, good. So with 4 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter, it is Richfield 45, Grantsville 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live with KSLSports.com.
Jones and DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project. creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Well, 24 straight games is looking like it's going to be 25.
And next week, if Richfield were to win this game,
going for 26 straight.
Well, they'd be meeting an undefeated Morgan team.
Yeah, that's true.
And Morgan has the second longest win streak in the state at 12. And Richfield would have the longest at 25. However, I want to point out that 37% of the teams who have gone undefeated in the regular season end up undefeated at the end of the season. And that's George Felt that gave me that stat.
I like it.
So 37%. So one of those two teams, if Richfield were to win this game, would end up with an undefeated season.
Tell you what, my friend, I'll buy you dinner for a week if Grantsville comes back in this one, because 45, that's a hefty, sizable lead. And the run forward here by the Cowboys, not much to get there, just a gain of a yard.
Well, I'm not going to make – I don't ever call it till it's over.
I'm teasing as well.
But you know what I'm saying.
For sure. And give Richfield a lot of credit. Atkinson's a 1,200-yard back on the season, and they have just bottled him up. He's a phenomenal athlete, tough runner, tore up Manti, tore up Juab. The Wildcats have corralled him. Van Vliet brings Fossen in motion, takes the snap, handoff, Atkinson spins, falls forward, a good run there. So had 2 on the first play, gains 3 there, 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Richfield and Grantsville both, well, they didn't play. They had a bye week the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Coach said they may have cheated and looked at Grantsville a little bit during that bye week.
2 receivers right, 2 left. Fossen comes in motion again for Van Vliet on 3rd and 4. Fossen now comes to the line and gets set. New play call comes in for Grantsville. 13 on the play clock, 2:22 on our game clock. Van Vliet takes the snap, fires right, incomplete, nearly picked off. Getting that pass break up, Griffin Wayman, yeah. How about it? He's throwing passes and he's breaking them up. And that's the thing. Everyone's talked about what a great job Griffin's done at quarterback, and rightfully so. Those are big shoes to fill with Reggie Hafen graduating.
Yeah,
he's done a great job on defense this year, though.
And he's really been a really good quarterback. He's been accurate, really pinpoint when they've needed him to be.
Clock continues to wind again with the running clock rule.
And his brother Garrett Wayman got injured.
Yeah.
Terrific receiver. Richfield misses him.
Van Vliet fires a dart, and that is incomplete on 4th down. So a turnover on downs. Richfield takes back over deep in Grantsville territory with 1:27 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Certainly, we'll see what Richfield does. I'm seeing a few numbers here.
So it'll be 1st down, and we are going to get a new quarterback in for the Wildcat offense.
Cord White.
Yeah. Who's had some snaps this year. As Richfield's beaten some other teams up. We saw him take a few snaps in that Payson game. Saw him take a few snaps at Canyon View a few weeks ago to end the regular season. So Griffin Wayman's night's done. You want to keep these guys healthy. You got a big matchup next week. No sense in any injuries happening here, as it's going to be a handoff right side. And a good run for the Wildcats down inside the 10, the 5th, or inside the 15 to the 10.
That's Trey Yardley.
Is that a brother?
There's 2 Yardley brothers that live there, and I don't think it's a brother.
So a flag came in here. Not sure if this is going to be on Grantsville, and we'll see here. Officials having a conversation. Cowboys are backing up like it might be.
Just a little frustration, possibly.
Yeah.
They're going to wave it off.
Yeah, they pick it up.
That probably was a good wave off.
Yeah, agreed. So first and goal for Richfield. A terrific run there from Trey Yardley as he gets down to the 10.
See, that's what they were looking at, that very last hit. And then he stepped over the top of him. He didn't step on him.
White on a quarterback run to the right, lowers his shoulder. Not going to get a whole lot there.
And Richfield, well, I don't think they have to run a play here. And
yeah, this is going to come. These clocks are going to even out here. So the Wildcats are going to take this to the fourth quarter with a 45-0 lead, and we will have a very quick moving fourth quarter. And they might need to, I think they are saying they need to snap it just one time. Maybe. I mean, these clocks are exactly, they're synchronized here, Rick. 2, and with 1, White takes the snap. We'll run it up the middle and get a couple to end quarter number 3. It's Richfield 45, Grantsville 0 on our scoreboard. Made possible by our friends over at Richfield Family Dental. Fourth quarter's next here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
All right, this round's almost over.
Dr. Richard Yardley is proud to welcome Dr. Preston Judy to the Mountain View Vision team. Dr. Judy has a special interest in pediatric eye exams, advanced dry eye treatment, and is accepting new patients. Mountain View Vision Center, serving all of Central Utah, offers comprehensive eye care, specialty contacts, diabetic exams, and the management and treatment of ocular disease. Offering a large inventory of frames and sunglasses, their team will help you find the perfect fit. Keep your vision sharp right here in Richfield with Mountain View Vision, proud sponsor of Central Utah High School Sports.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Wildcats lead 45-0, and they're going to try and milk as much time as possible here in this quarter as White steps up, takes a hit, and is sacked. That's number 87.
Yeah, let's give credit
for Grantsville.
We've called his name several times tonight, and that's Porter Davies.
Just a junior.
Davis. I tell you what, he's had a solid game.
Yeah.
And Richfield's going to try a field goal here, and I don't think it's because they trying to rack it up. I think they want to practice here.
Sure. This kick from Razor is going to be a 32-yard attempt from Justin Razor. Kicks on its way, and that looks good, and it is no good. It went wide right.
Yeah, it went a little bit wide right, but that was a good try.
Yeah.
He had plenty of foot on that, and that's what you're seeing, what kind of range you have.
Right.
And Razor made that look pretty easy. He would have made that had it been the right spot.
Yep, just a little bit to the right.
Keep in mind the goalposts are shorter down at Cedar.
Yes. Always something to keep an eye on.
Because the college goalposts aren't as wide as the high school ones.
Always makes for an interesting situation. Well, BYU wins in men's hoops, 86-80, the final. Yegor Demon, 20 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds for Demon. Keba Kaida, double-double, 14 and 10. Richie Saunders had 12 points, and Fus Ene Traore, 13 off the bench. So good nights for those 3 Wasatch Academy kids. Van Vliet's got it. It's going to be a run to Atkinson up the middle. Stays on his feet. A good gain from Atkinson on first down. It's a gain of 4.
Yeah, and Grantsville knows that this is probably going to be their final game, and they're going to play these players and give them a chance to move the football. Richfield just trying to avoid injuries.
A lot of second-string guys in for the Wildcats right now. We'll do our best to get those names out there. Snap Van Vliet. Going to take a shot deep down the sideline, and a nice snag. An excellent catch on the sideline. Jordan Fossen comes down with it for the Cowboys.
And how good a pass was that? The terrific pass down that sideline.
Staying with it are the Cowboys, and Jordan Fossen, excellent play. He was forced out of bounds by Trey Yardley, who is Gage's younger brother. Shout out to Robert Lovell for getting us that information.
Robert.
Yeah.
I know both the Yardleys, they're brothers there, and they both have sons in the program.
Play fake. Van Vliet firing. Complete again. Fossen forced out of bounds. So it'll be first down as they move the sticks.
Nice pass and reception there.
A couple nice catches for Jordan Fossen. Again, we like the Fossen family in our home. It's Aunt Tori, our good friend, her husband Ryan down there in Arizona. It's going to be a handoff. Atkinson, he's got some space. Atkinson hits the left side. Atkinson inside the 10 and into the end zone, and the Cowboys get on the board with 9:45 to go.
Yeah, and what was that, a 30-yard run? Atkinson showed his speed, cut up the middle, veered to the left, and there was nobody that was going to catch him.
Very, very, very impressive run. And that's what you see out of 1,200-yard back in Atkinson.
Now, some people ask, at what point does the mercy rule come off where they would quit running the clock?
Yes.
And they would have to get within 24 points. 21.
21 points, yeah. Trips right, single left here on the 2-point conversion for Van Vliet. Now, one thing, Grantsville had a really good kicker for a number of years in Joe Wright. 2-point conversion's good. To the outside, Atkinson catches and runs it in. So with 9 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, it is Grantsville and Richfield. Wildcats lead 45-8 here on our scoreboard. We'll take a break and be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSLSports.com.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features an entire line of Rainbird sprinklers and systems for your yard or commercial property, and backs it up with an extremely knowledgeable staff that cares about the local community because they live here. Visit them at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield, or call for a showroom appointment 435-896-9606. Mountain Land Supply is proud to sponsor high school sports and wishes the teams, coaches, and players success.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
9:45 to go here in quarter number 4. It's Richfield 45, Grantsville getting on the board. The nice run from Atkinson. And now Grantsville will approach. Richfield to get it back, and now it is all about clock milking at this point.
And Richfield is really positioned for an onside kick, which is probably what we'll see.
Cowboys send it deep. Well, would you look at that? As White picks it up at the 10-yard line, looks to cut back to the 20, and is going to be forced down at about the 21-yard line. First down and 10 for Richfield.
There's a pile over there.
Grantsville's got the football. It's a fumble, and the Cowboys have it. Official pointing the other way.
They do.
So.
I still don't think you'll see Richfield change. This is that's just not what Richfield does. Teams have scored on them late in games, and some of their points, that's why Richfield's maybe not had as good as defensive stats as some, because they have kept reserves in. I would guess half the touchdowns they've given up have been in the fourth quarter.
And now a timeout called by Richfield here. Well, we'll take it as well. And Coach Thorson's not happy about the way this clock is being managed here. We'll take a timeout and be back on TeamHive.live, KSLSports.com, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports.
And the potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
This is 8 points. Welcome back on in. Richfield 45, Grantsville. They've had it wrong on the scoreboard. They've got it 45-7 here. It should be 45-8. Now they got it right.
In the back. Okay, that's what they do.
So the timeout was called.
And they had to wait for the back judge because the back judge is who communicates with the clock. And so you have to wait for him to get back, and he does. Now they start the clock.
Snap Van Vliet going to take a shot at the end zone, and wouldn't you know it, a touchdown right off the bat. Jackson Jensen hauls that in for 6, and the Cowboys make it 45-14 with the PAT pending. Is there? I don't see any flags, but I heard a whistle after. Officials are having a conversation
there is a flag
here.
right
there
there
is.
I didn't see it.
I didn't either. And it's a hold against Richfield. It's declined.
So they had defensive holding, which means Richfield held a receiver before the pass was thrown, or in the opposite direction where the pass was thrown. Somebody held him.
So 45-14 is the score. Grantsville will go for 2 here. Trips right. Fire to the outside. It's complete, and the 2-point conversion goes.
Exact same 2-point conversion they ran last time.
So the Cowboys make it 45-16 with 9:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back after these messages. TeamHive.live, KSLSports.com, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
This is Rick Robinson, branch manager, Richfield. At Zions Bank, we're not just your bank. We're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner and the convenience of online and mobile banking, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
9:13 to go in the fourth quarter. 45-16 our score. Grantsville's scored the last 16 points now after getting a fumble recovery.
You see, now he wound it. He wasn't doing that before.
Low kick. It's going to be fielded by Yardley at the 13-yard line. Engage just smartly takes a knee at the 20-yard line.
Yardley returns the kickoff and takes the knee.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Richfield offense as they make it back out.
And Richfield's going to bring out the
starters are back
starters,
out.
yeah. They want to run the clock.
First down and 10. Yeah, starters back out there. Thought their night was done. Wayman back in at quarterback. Tight formation here. Wayman under center. Diamond formation. It's going to be a pitch left side to Malik Fountain. And Malik forced out of bounds at the gain of 3, and they kept it running. For a moment there, it looked like the clock was maybe stopped, but no, it'll keep running here.
And for Grantsville, in on that was Butler again, and also Crew Warren.
2 guys who we've said their names a lot tonight. For Grantsville, 8:14 left. Under center, Wayman takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Yardley, or no, excuse me, that's Malik Fountain. He's stacked up. Gain of 2 will bring up third down for Richfield. As the clock continues to wind here. Wildcats again looking to use as much clock as possible. And now a flag comes in.
And I would guess that's going to be on the Richfield sideline.
Yeah, this is interesting. You don't want to see with a big lead like this any cool being lost.
I've had 10 different people tell me Trey's Gage's younger brother. So thank you.
There you go. Yeah. And it's a dead ball and sportsmanlike on Grantsville. So something must have been said.
Yeah.
And that gives Richfield a first down, and that means the clock will continue to wind. So
I got to
first down.
give a shout out to Robin Southwick, who's always been good to me. She's always given me rosters, and she's one that sent me one of the text messages. Thank you. I appreciate all that you've done.
Well, this is why we do it. We do it for the communities, right? Bring you the best of these kids and what they're doing. 2 to either side here for Wayman. Brings a man in motion. It is Yardley. Play clock's at 20 seconds. And Wayman just continues to stand as Wrights comes to his hip. Play clock's down to 10. Wrights now moves into a tight end spot. Play clock's at 6 with 5. Wayman throws a dart, complete to Wrights. Wrights heads upfield, first down, and gets past to the 40-yard line to the 39 of Grantsville. Clock should continue to run here, and there it does. So it'll move the sticks. Another Mason Machinery first down for Richfield.
See, and we're within 29 points, and so that's why Richfield's anxious to move the ball. They want to keep this clock running.
Yeah, absolutely. First down and 10. Trips right, single receiver left with a single back. Wayman, play fake, pumps, throws over the middle, complete to Fountain. Malik makes the catch and is down at the 29-yard line. Good gain over the middle of the field, and Butler a little slow to get up, and there's a flag back there. Is this a roughing the passer situation?
Could be. We'll see what they've called. Yeah, roughing the passer. You're spot on.
So that's going to add to the end of the run.
Yeah, that will be a 15 yards.
So that'll take him down to the 16.
And that is an automatic first down, one of the few.
Yep.
Any of the roughing penalties are automatic first downs in high school. It would have been
not a lot.
Would have been anyway. That's correct. There's not many. I'm roughing the snapper, roughing the passer.
Something to keep an eye on. First down.
And we're waiting for the clock to start here.
Yeah, no. There we go.
Yep.
First down and 10 for Richfield. Ball at the 16-yard line. Trips to the right. Single receiver left. Wayman. Going to run this down as far as possible once again, as the play clock's now at 15 seconds. And Wrights lines back up at tight end. 7, 6 with 5. Wayman takes the snap, gets rid of it quickly. Complete. Pollock makes a nice grab and falls forward for a gain of 5.
I'll tell you what, Richfield has just looked so incredible polished tonight. After the season, after the game they had last week against Juan Diego, they had the bye week and they looked a little rusty. But tonight, this offense has been just incredible to watch. The line has done a good job, and they have just cruised. Did I say that earlier? I said they hummed.
They purred. That's what you said. Yeah.
Purred.
I'm not forgetting that anytime soon. Give here to Wrights, right side. Slate stays on his feet, gets the first down, and it'll be first and goal for Richfield.
And it's kind of interesting, the reserves. It shows you how this Grantsville team, this 9-2, how difficult they were to move the football on. Now Richfield brings in their starting offense again, and they have just moved this ball up the field.
So it'll be first and goal. Wildcats again going to try and take this down as far as possible. Play clock's at 13 seconds.
It's not so much about the points here as is running the clock, keeping the ball out of Grantsville's hands.
Wayman wedges right side. Pyle pushes, and he's in for 6.
And Wayman, I think that's his second touchdown of the night. And you don't get a chance to play in a state championship very often, and Richfield is really 2 years back-to-back. Incredible to be a part of that.
Coach Thorson, in the words of LeVar Ball in his second stint, Never lost. It's going to move to 25-0.
And there's certainly a worthy opponent in Morgan, and Richfield will be underdogs in that game.
Reiser to attempt the PAT. Snap is good. Holds good. Kick also through. So.
There's a little pushing going on again there. I'll tell you what, this has been a chippy game.
That'll take us with 4:10 to go. We'll take another break. Richfield 52, Grantsville 16 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, teamhive.live and KSLSports.com.
Hey, yo, just a reminder to shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, offering windows and glass sales and installation, including window tinting. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 410 North Main in Richfield, has a huge inventory and always sells at rock-bottom prices, and Shepherd's has the service to back it all up. Click shepherdscarpets.com. Carpet, flooring, windows, and glass, and more. Shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Click shepherdscarpets.com and sit back and try to wipe that big old smile off your face.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in this one. Oh, no, the clock's wound. Wow, did you look at that? 4 minutes, now 5 seconds. As Razor approaches, sends this one low, fielded at about the 10-yard line. Fossen cuts back upfield. Good return from Jordan Fossen as he gets out to the 37-yard line. Cowboys will have first down and 10. With 3:52 left. And Richfield putting those starters back in on defense as well here, Rick, not wanting to give anything else up.
Yeah, Grantsville moved the ball pretty impressively when Richfield subbed there, and now Richfield's saying, we're just going to make this clock run out.
So we got 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Single back, single tight end. Or no, excuse me, trips left. My apologies there. Van Vliet takes the snap. It's a handoff. Atkinson up the middle. Tough sledding. Only gets a yard. Not actually, probably lost a yard on the play.
Well, in all fairness to Grantsville too, they're probably a little dejected against this starting lineup of Richfield.
Van Vliet firing, complete.
Nice
bobbled and incomplete. Thought that was going to be caught. Heads up play by Tanner Pollock to break it up. 3rd down and 11.
And they're stopping the clock? The back judge was stopping the clock, not sure what he was doing.
There you go.
Now they're going to wind it.
That was bizarre.
Well, the way the rule reads on an incomplete pass until you get it set up.
Here we go. Van Vliet rolls to the right, fires. That is close. Incomplete is the rule.
Yep.
So 4th down and 11 here for Grantsville.
Richfield does have somebody down.
Yeah, injury timeout. We'll take it here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and teamhive.live with KSLSports.com.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Right. Welcome back. 51-16. Richfield just on the verge of getting back to the state championship game. As we'll see this timeout taking a little bit longer here as the player came off.
And where Richfield's would be the number 2 seed, Morgan would be the number 1. The disadvantage with that for Richfield is they'll be on the visitor sideline.
Yeah.
And not that it's a huge disadvantage, but it's certainly not as nice.
Cowboys come back out on offense, 4th down. And clock is at 2:38, so if Richfield gets this back under 2 minutes, they can knee it out. So we'll see what Grantsville's got here on 4th down. 2 receivers to either side. It's a handoff to Atkinson. The ball's on the ground. It's picked up, and it's going to be scored. Guess who? One Mr. Gage Yardley. Wow.
You know, and Richfield was calling off the dogs and saying, let's play, and Grantsville was going right at him, and Richfield came back and said, we want to put an end to this game, that we can't get it back within.
Yeah, that Richfield's answered. I mean, it's 2 straight touchdowns for Grantsville. Cowboys and the Wildcats have answered with 2 of their own. So we'll keep an eye on how this final score ends up. PAT coming here. 58-16. See what the extra point does here for the Wildcats. Snaps good, holds good, kick on its way, and it too is good. So with 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
I'll tell you, a big crowd here from Richfield, but give Grantsville crowd. There's still a huge crowd from Grantsville here,
and they've stuck around.
Yeah, they've been loyal to their Cowboys, and Richfield has a huge following here themselves.
We'll take a timeout. 2:30 to go in this one. It's Richfield 56, Grantsville 16.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Razor sends this one low. It's fielded by Fossen back at the 10, gets to the 20, 25, tackled at about the 26, 27 yard line. 2:10 to go. As the Grantsville offense will come back out again after the fumble 6 from Richfield. 59-16 our score. Here tonight, Wildcats will match up next week with the Morgan Trojans at 7 p.m. on Saturday.
That should be a great game.
2 undefeateds, you'd think,
yeah. And they're both really good.
Single back set here for Van Vliet on 1st down and 10. It's a play fake, a throw over the middle, completes. And a nice gain over the middle for the Cowboys. That's about 9, maybe 10 yards.
I think he's got the 1st down.
Good catch and run by Pierce O'Riordan. Or was that 19? That was Tice Fuentes. My apologies. 19, not 15 with the reception there.
I thought it was 19 earlier today.
And you were right. Yeah, I think that was. So, trips left, single right. Van Vliet takes the snap, pumps, fires over the middle, completes. Jackson Jensen's got it, and he's going to be brought down at the 39-yard line of Richfield. So Cowboys move the sticks again. Clock winds.
Richfield moving a lot of players in and out.
Approaching a minute left in this one. Trips left, single receiver right, single back set. Van Vliet takes the snap, back to pass. Loads up, fires deep right side, and just overshoots the intended receiver with 50 seconds left.
And see, the clock is now running. They waited until they set it, and then they ran it.
Well, at the 38, we're at 40 seconds, so officially only one more snap needs to be taken here. Officially, we'll see if that's the case. Stick around. Sunrise Engineering postgame show coming up next. We'll give away our Golden Drug Player of the Game and White Sanitation and On-the-Go Services Sub of the Game. It's a pitch left side. Atkinson looks to come across and gets the 1st down. Good run from Atkinson. And that will likely do it.
You can see Atkinson has a lot of talent.
Okay. Phenomenal running back.
And they're going to try, I think they're going to, it looked to me like they're going to try and spike the ball.
Flags are going to fly on this because as it's picked off, running back the other way is Pollock.
Yeah.
It's going to come off, though. There were too many men on the field for Richfield.
Yeah, they had illegal substitution, but the time ran out. Are they going to run another play? They're going to call the game. I know what I would do if I were White Hat in this game.
Illegal substitution on Richfield. So they're going to run one more untimed down.
They're going to run an untimed down.
So here we go.
Well,
59-16 is going to be your final. As the Wildcats are headed back to the state championship.
Boy, and this team has been so fun to watch. Coming into the season, they didn't have a lot of expectation. In fact, very few. They were ranked 5th and 4th, and some didn't have them ranked. And
I had them at number 3 in my preseason poll as that pass completes, and that is going to do it. Your final score here from Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman. Richfield 59, Grantsville 16. We'll be back with our postgame show next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom with KSLSports.com.
Dependable truck drivers like you have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. That's why they provide their drivers with state-of-the-art equipment, ongoing training, and reliable, courteous support. Barney Trucking is now hiring Class A CDL drivers with doubles endorsement to help address our exceptional growth throughout Utah. Barney Trucking offers a competitive wage, solid benefits, home daily schedules, and an excellent safety record. Apply today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
We are all part of a team. Whether you are the quiet hero or the newest recruit, the steady anchor or the moral support, your team needs you. At Intermountain Health, Sevier Valley Hospital, we want to be part of your team. Partner with us on your health and continue to be a game changer for your teammates.
Jones and DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Final score here in Harriman, it's the Richfield Wildcats 59, the Grantsville Cowboys 16. And Tanner Wilkinson, Rick Robinson with you. The Wildcats came to play. They came to play early, and they played through the whole game. It was a performance.
It was impressive. Leading, what were they, 24-0 at halftime? And Grantsville got the ball. They were 3 and out. Richfield got the ball at the 49-yard line. Their own 49, and went 51 yards, and really the game was over at that point. They just dominated. And Grantsville did come back. Richfield subbed. Grantsville came back with 2 touchdowns, so Richfield brought their starters back in, and they made it look easy. They just went the length of the field the first time and scored a touchdown. Then Yardley got a second pick 6 of the night. He had 2 pick 6s
Isn't
tonight.
that something? Unbelievable. Let's give away some Player of the Games. Our post-game show brought to you by Sunrise Engineering. It's time for your Golden Drug Player of the Game. Golden Drug's motto is help, heal, lift, learn, and love. Your community compounding pharmacy at 508 North Main in Richfield. Honored to serve Sevier and surrounding counties. Golden Drug thanks their customers. I know you gave it to Gage last week, but come on, man. Like, the guy is just, he's clearly the best football player on the field every night.
Well, tonight, Richfield's got a lot of good players.
And this is a team, yes.
Tonight, Gage was at a different level. And, 2 pick sixes. I don't know how many touchdown receptions did he have.
He had 1 catching touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown. Yeah.
And, he certainly just was terrific on defense. But the other players, I'd give Malik, he just played terrific. Wright's had incredible touchdown run. And how about Wayman? Griff Wayman had 2 quarterback runs. And so it goes on. And the line, both offensive and defensively, they were terrific. And, it's what it does is just set them up for a tough game next week. And Richfield, it's been fun being a part of this.
Your White Sanitation and On-the-Go Services sub of the game. Call White Sanitation and On-the-Go Services at 896-9212. That's 896-9212. A guy who didn't get a lot of love this year, but I thought has had a good season. One Mr. Jess Curtis, who had a sack tonight, had an fumble recovery early in the first half. He would be my vote.
Okay, he was last week on the edge. He was terrific. The coach helps us pick Worley because Worley's doing so many different things for him. But I like that pick. Great pick.
Let's go over some final numbers here. Grantsville does end up with 10 first downs and 169 total yards. Jackson Jensen, 5 catches, 90 yards, and a score. For the Wildcats, 21 first downs, 327 total yards. 227 of that came on the ground. Gage Yardley with the 2 defensive touchdowns. 15 carries, 109 yards, and a score. Slate Wright also added 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground as well. So
yeah, and I thought Slate's he's just tough player. He
Very
hits
tough.
hard on
defense.
He's a
football player.
He's a that describes him well.
Yeah.
And he's a good basketball player, but he is a football player.
Rick, it's been a fun day, fun night. My knees are hurting. I'm getting old. I need to go home. Always a pleasure to be with you, my friend.
Well, very kind to let me be a part of it. And the Richfield community, thank you for making sure. I thought Trey was the brother, but I didn't want to go in. And, and I had 10, or I counted over 10 text messages. Thank you all for keeping me in line. And I'm sorry for the miscues when I have them. But what a terrific team this has been. Richfield just played an outstanding game tonight. And they beat a team that was 9-2. I mean, this is not. This is not a team that hadn't won a lot of games.
Grantsville beats Manti early in the year. That was a good team.
They ended San Juan's 30-game winning streak.
Yeah, that should be noted. San Juan poised to get another title in 2A this year. So, some games tomorrow. You and I are heading to weddings tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we've got an appointment with the TV at approximately 8:15 Mountain Time. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll be following it. And that's all I'm going to say, too. I'm not going to make comments.
No, now's not the time or the place. Big shout-out to our crew, though. Executive producer Barrett Hilton, who still has a day of this tomorrow, along with Joe Williams, Claire Hilton, Kyler the Temp Jensen. Big shout-out to Alex Doss, Adam Coombs, our whole crew. Did I miss anyone? Did I get everyone? I got everyone. Okay. And, of course, Brad James, our statistician, giving us some breakdowns of how these games go. Big shout-out to Brad. Brad's got another long day tomorrow as well. So, big shout-out to him. He's Rick Robinson. I'm Tanner Wilkinson. Your final score here from Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman, Richfield 59 and Grantsville 16. You've been watching and listening to High School Sports on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, along with KSLSports.com. So long and good night from Harriman, Utah.
You've been listening to exciting high school football action on South Central Utah's sports leaders, Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school football action on Centricom Channel 10 and Mid-Utah Radio.